Welcome to the discussion on the website development. One very important activity in the website development is dividing the web page. Initially, when you learn to design the web pages, as I already told you in the earlier discussions, that you will be using the HTML code, very raw code. You will be writing whatever you want on the web page. The same thing, the corresponding code will be returned using the HTML. So at that time you will be learning the HTML tags and you will be putting the HTML code in a HTML file, which is basically a text file, and you will be loading it in the browser, having a look at the preview and then keep on updating it. And of course it takes a lot of time. You have to think of the cross portability, that the code runs in different web browsers and rendering is the same. All these things you have to do, and it is a very cumbersome task. And then to make the things easier, to save the time and to bring a professional look into the website, some tools that can be used to design the web pages such as Microsoft Expression Web were discussed. And whether we are using a tool or whether we are using our coding skills of HTML and DHTML and other markup languages, one very important thing is that a web page is not a web page. When you look at the web page, the look may be like a single page, but it may be a collection of web pages being rendered on the screen simultaneously, or a single web page divided into many portions. Now, how do we divide a web page into many portions? And we call it technically partitioning, the partitioning of the web page. How we do it? That is the topic of today's discussion. And it is very important because you just imagine in a Microsoft Word or any other word processor or any other tool, you find the options file menu, edit menu or view menu, like that many. So as you click on them, the portion at the bottom keeps on changing. So in the case of a web page also, it is possible that you have such menu and you keep on clicking the things and the remaining portion of the web page changes. So when the remaining portion of the web page is changing, if it is single web page, then even that file and other options get refreshed and they will also be loaded as triggers for the event which you generate by selecting any of the options of that particular menu. To ensure that it doesn't happen, you can partition the page and make these menus independent of the content to which they are linked. So place the menus, let the person select an option under a menu and let the content corresponding to it be displayed. Then what are the advantages of partitioning of a web page and then doing all these things? The response time will decrease. There is no need for you to load everything from the server again. So in one way, we are utilizing the resources of the server as well as the client better. And another thing is the site becomes faster and there is no worrisome things such as when it loads again, the options have got shuffled. An option which was at one place now is at another place earlier, so there is no for confusion. So all these things we can avoid. So partitioning of a web page leads to a lot of convenience as well as improvement in the response time and also gives a professional look to the website. So basically in today's discussion, what we will do is we will see how to divide a web page into different parts. That is the major objective of today's discussion. And apart from that, we will also try to cover some topics or some portions related to development of the web page using some tool. We have done it using the Microsoft Expression Web, and we will try to add more information regarding the same tool in developing of the websites. So how to create a division in the web page? This is the first stage. A web page can be created as a whole or can divide it in several sections. For example, if you have a look at the figure, it contains three sections. One top section containing the logo and organization name, then the second vertical menu bar, and the third table about the program details. Such a design divides the whole screen into several divisions. The main advantage of such a division is in the form of site maintenance and creating consistent pages. We can easily have a different layout and formatting scheme for each of those divisions by having separate style sheets for each. So, we may even keep two divisions as same while changing the third one. And from development perspective, if you think that suppose you partitioned a web page into 5 parts, then you can assign the 5 parts to different persons. So, there may be 5 website designers having a look at the respective portions, and they will be improving their particular part, and they may have a different duty based on the data that is loaded there. So, things become independent and it is possible to work on them concurrently, and then response time and other things decrease and the consistency will increase. So, there are large number of advantages by dividing a web page into different portions and putting data which is needed to be loaded in them. This helps in providing consistency of the web page across the whole website. It also makes website very flexible as far as changing the layout is concerned. It is to be noted here that normally such features can be achieved by even separating the style files and not changing the information into separate files that can be included in all the web pages to make them consistent. Now, the challenge is how to make the divisions. To make divisions on the web page, the first step is that in the toolbox pane at the right side of the window, click on the HTML drop down list if it is not displayed. In HTML drop down menu, you click on the drop down list and then double click on the div tag. Div tag is the tag which divides the web page. Without that tag, you will not be able to divide the page. Yes, there are several other options and some of the options will have a look. So, there are 3 divisions in the figure if you see. Each division has its personal properties such as background color, text color, size and format, tables and many other things. The basic properties of a div tag that we used are like background properties such as color, image, position, and you know that color, image, position, all these things can be changed. In case you want a different background, you can replace these things with the different background. So, it is up to us what element we want to change in the future, and luckily you use any tool, change is always possible and it is essential to change because the customers may be interested in a website that looks differently whenever they log. For example, of course, I would like to give you as an assignment that tell me the names of some portals where the home page changes every day or even home page changes whenever you go to the home page. So, the same home page you will not look twice, or in case it is difficult to find such a website, at least find such site which will be looking different as and when you go in a day. So, in case in one day you are going 10 times, okay, it may not change, but in case you are going today and again tomorrow, there should be a change. So, then the text formatting is very important, the font they used, the size they used, the color they used, all these things are very, very important. They attract the user towards the website. Often what we see is that the website is not friendly from color combination perspective, font perspective, and so we will not be able to go to that particular website in a comfortable manner, though it is having rich information. So, in case many people have to visit the website, it is very much important that everything is important, such as the color, the image, the position, the font, the size of the font, and even the content, because content, of course, it is the king of everything. Looks are number one, then you go inside, it is the content. So, first you have to attract the customer. For that, font, size, color, all these things are very important. It is possible to insert tables into different partitions of the pages. It is possible to add images. Again, while adding images, you need to be very careful. Don't add images of large size, because loading the image onto the website takes time, and try your best not to include the videos in the home page. What happens is, home page actually is the first page of the website, and when you go to the home page and you load it, the images will take a lot of time and the page gets loaded without images showing the replacements for them in the form of cross marks and other things which are not good to be seen. So the user gets confused if he is losing any important information. So you need to use such images which will be definitely loaded even in the case of poor bandwidth. For that you can use some JPEG, GIF and other things which occupy less space, or you can use any other compression techniques so that the images definitely get downloaded. But try your best to avoid all such elements which will encourage people from using your website. And you can also add the hyperlinks. Of course, without hyperlinks you will not be able to find many websites, because just having text information or HTML information for technical sake without any hyperlinks will not attract and will not be useful for many people. In case you observe, the background properties are different in different divisions. If you look at the image, such as background color of topmost section and left side menu bar contains color, but the content division contains a background image. Similarly, we can see the text formatting is different in all the three sections, such as size of the text, color of the text, style and font of the text. Now let us have a look at the background properties. Let us discuss about the background color. Have a look at the figure. So if you have a look at the figure, you select a particular division in which you want to put the background color, and in the figure we select the division in which Indira Gandhi National Open University is written, and after selection of the division you click on the division down arrow as shown in the figure. And again, if you look at it, you will find that there is an edit tag option. You have to select on by clicking on it, and an edit tag dialog box gets invoked, and it will be having a title called quick tag editor as shown. So this quick tag editor is very important, and you have to follow the same procedure even in the case of background image till the style tag, as style tag contains all the elements related to text, background, margin, padding, alignment and other things. Select that particular division in which you want to insert the background image, and in the image select the division in which the program is written. After selection of the division, click on the division down arrow and click on the edit tag option, and edit tag dialog box gets invoked, and then at the end of the div tag dialog box just press a space and you will have a drop down list gets visible. So this drop down list is very much important. Select style from the drop down list and double click on it in the div tag dialog box, and where the style equal to double quotes in between no space tag appears. So put the cursor in between these tags and hit a space button, another drop down list appears. Select the background image options from the list, double click on it, another drop down list appears, then browse the image for the background and finally click on the green right symbol. And let us have the text formatting now. The text formatting includes the entire task related to the text, such as font, font style, font size and other things. The font size option is used to change the size of the text. Font style is used to make the text italic, normal, oblique, and even font family is used for selecting types of fonts like Arial, Times New Roman and other things. Select the particular division in which you want to format the text, and in the figure we can select a division in which the top section resides. After selection of the division, we can click on the division down arrow. So click on the edit tag option again, the edit tag dialog box gets invoked, and at the end of the div tag dialog box just press a space, a drop down list gets visible, and then select the style from the drop down list and double click on it in the div tag dialog box where the style equal to double quotes without space in between tag appears. Put the cursor in between these tags and hit a space button and another drop down list appears. Select the font, font family, font size, font style option from the drop down lists one by one, double clicking on them and selecting the options from resulting drop down lists, and finally click on the green right symbol. And we can also insert images, tables, hyperlinks in our division by using the same procedure as explained in the section in your book. Of course, the same thing I am here discussing. So even if you recall the earlier discussion, you will be able to insert the images, tables and hyperlinks in the division. And of course, select the appropriate division and follow all the steps as we discussed. So this is how we create a partition of the web page. And in fact, sky is the limit. You will have a lot of information in the internet. You can get the latest information. You can apply as many controls as possible which you think are appropriate for the task at hand to you. And now let us again think of how to design a website with a tool. And suppose we are considering the Microsoft Expression Web. We already discussed it in the last session. So here it is also possible to remove the background picture. We can remove the background picture whenever we desire by first selecting the design view at the bottom of the working window, and then we click on the insert menu, we select the background, and then the page properties dialog box gets invoked as shown in the image. Then click on the formatting tab, click on the background picture checkbox. Then formatting of the text. The formatting of text includes font, font style, font size, color of text, effects and spacing between the texts. For interactive website, you have to choose right font, style and color. So we can also format the text, and the process is that first we have to select the design view at the bottom of the working window, select the text we want to format, and then right click on the text and click font on the shortcut menu, as well as click format menu and select the font option. Click on the font tab as shown in the image. Select the properties which you want for the text. This will change the selected text only. The text in the index page of the website uses different size, color and style. Create these text items and set the formatting of these different text items by selecting them and setting the properties as given in the image. So how to remove the format? For that also, first we have to select the design view at the bottom of the working window, select the content that we want to remove the formatting from, then click on the format menu and click remove formatting. Then we will highlight the text with the color, and even to highlight the text with color, first select the design view at the bottom of the working window, select the letter, word or block of text that we want to highlight with color, click on the formatting toolbar and click the arrow for highlight color. That means select the formatting, then select the highlight color and then select the color we want. So it is also possible to shade the text with color. First select the design view at the bottom of the working window, select the text that we want to shade with color, then click on the format menu and then click borders and shading. So first you select the format menu, then select the borders and shading option. The border and shading dialog box will get invoked. Click the shading tab and select a color in the background and in the foreground by clicking their color box. It is also possible to insert the tables. Tables are very useful for the design of a web page as they add a definite structure for the items included. They are very simple to add and provide a good look to a web page. As we can see in the index page, it shows the table with 4 rows and 2 columns. And it is also possible to add a table, and first of all we have to select the design view at the bottom of the working window, put our mouse cursor on the position where we want to insert a table, click on the table menu and select insert table option. Insert table option gets invoked as shown in the image. Select the number of rows and columns of the tables and set the other properties which we want. And if we want to make the properties of the current table, assign it to all the other tables in the website. And right click on the table, select table properties. Then in table properties dialog box under set, click the set as default for new tables checkbox. And it is also possible to delete a table. The portion is that first you select the design view at the bottom of the working window, select the table that you want to delete, click on the table menu and select the delete option. So you have to select the table menu and then select the delete option in it. It will delete the table that was selected for deletion. it is also possible to add the hyperlinks. So hyperlinks are the most important part of any web page, and normally without hyperlinks you can't find the website or web page, and it's very difficult to find one such. A hyperlink instantly connects you to a location or another web page with a single mouse click. A hyperlink may link your web page to the other web page within your website or another website. For example, in the figure, the text MCA, BC and CIT are hyperlinks. The underline and color of text shows that they are properly linked. So basically, when you click on that particular BCA, MCA, CIT links, the corresponding pages will be loaded in your browser, and you can always have a back link, and by clicking the back link you will be landing on the same page which took you to the current page. So it is also possible to convert the text into hyperlink. We can convert text or words into hyperlinks, and the steps are that first select the design view at the bottom of the working window, put your mouse cursor on the text or word that you want to convert into hyperlink, select the word or phrase, click on the insert menu and select hyperlink, and the hyperlink window gets invoked. Type the web page or file name in the address field of edit hyperlinks dialog box from which we want to link it, and then click on OK to convert the selected text into hyperlink. And after converting the selected text into hyperlink, check that the link, if it is working properly or not. Check your website browser, and of course you have to check the website on the browser so that you are damn sure that it's working. Otherwise you have to go back and check where the things are going wrong, and then accordingly make the updates, and then things will be set in the right direction. So it means that hyperlinks in the page are working properly in case when you click on a hyperlink and it changes its color. So click on the link, you will be taken to a specified web page or a file. It is also possible to remove a hyperlink. It is possible to add images. So first of all, images they add to look and feel of the website, and in the website it is possible to use JPEG as well as other formats. You can use any graphics images from the clipart gallery, or even you can use your own scanned images on your website. To add images created by you, first you have to create or scan images and save it in the hard drive of the computer. Microsoft Expression Web will automatically convert these digital images into JPEG or the other format, and then you can insert them onto the web page. Before inserting images in a web document, it is a good idea to collect all these images files in a folder, and you may name it as image folder. This helps in the process of maintenance of the website. You may have noticed that IGNOU logo is a graphics image that has been included in the website. For adding this image, you can follow the steps as we discuss now. So first of all, we have to select the design view at the bottom of the working window, place the cursor on the page where we want to place the image, click on the insert menu and then select the picture. That is, go to insert menu and select the picture option, and then select from file. The picture dialog box gets invoked. So have a look at the image and then select a stored image from your computer hard disk. Click on the open. The image will be inserted on that position on your web page. So it is also possible to create a thumbnail. First select design view at the bottom of the working window. Select image for creating a thumbnail. You can right click on that image and click on auto thumbnail from the shortcut menu. So it is possible that you select the image and press Ctrl T for creating thumbnails. If you click on thumbnail that you just created, it will navigate you directly to the location where the full image is stored. Then it displays the whole image. So in case you have any doubts, you can get in touch with me on pvsuresh@ignou.ac.in. Thank you very much.